I want to know.
Forcing
Look,
a dictatorship on
monsters
those
of
people.
measurement, and I want to know what you're measuring against. I hope it's not against us, because a lot of these guys come up smelling better when you measure them against America. Did you notice that? Such as George H.W. Bush and George W. and Cheney and all those motherfuckers. Look, hey, Gaza, what happened. I guess we're going to move on. I don't want to hear about Russia, China, ever the fuck again after that shit. I don't want to hear about Uyghurs ever the fuck again after the shit they let happen in Gaza. Go ahead, do the thing you're going to do and take our money. You're entitled to it, to do the murders you did. But don't come at me with that fucking
moralism.
The morals of the West bullshit ever the fuck again. Because I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. That's all.
Kurt's basically saying, don't come at me with Western moralism when the same people are knee-deep in blood. And Joe still acts like this is all just spicy table talk. Bro, this is why people are done with Joe. The guy built a career acting anti-establishment. But the second the conversation gets too close to U.S. empire or Israel, he starts sounding like a pussy with a microphone.
How come they tried to kill Fidel Castro 600 fucking times, which is kind of high? Didn't get that done. Only tried to kill Kennedy once, got that done.
Well, Kennedy was in a fucking convertible in Dallas, and Fidel Castro was well aware that people were trying to kill him.
Right, it's easier to murder your own people who don't see it coming.
That's true, though, but Castro was having like affairs with women who knew things.
Yeah,
and
he was James Bond, that motherfucker.
He was tied in to people that were involved in the potential assassination of him. He was getting inside information.
Bro, right out of the gate, Kurt is basically saying the U.S. loves dressing up monsters in Western values cologne, and Joe's just sitting there like a big bald Labrador pretending this is all very complicated. It's not that complicated, Joe. The Empire funds freaks, Zionists, same scam every time. That's the part Kurt gets, and Joe clearly does not want to touch too directly. Joe always does this soft little head tilt routine like he's weighing both sides of history, when really he just doesn't have the balls to say. The sponsor-friendly version of evil is still evil. That's why he keeps everything floating in this vague, sleepy little interesting zone. He doesn't want clarity. Clarity would force him to actually stand somewhere.
But what also, it's like, it's all just a cat and mouse game. People are like, we'll elect the Democrats next time. It's like, but it's all the same shit has been happening forever. They haven't been helping anybody forever. They're letting fucking politicians slurp on kids. All of our fucking money goes to Israel and they're using it to fucking genocide people. It's like everybody is scared out of their wits right now. It's like our religious leaders are afraid to speak out. And it's like it's a time where it's like Satan is amongst us and our religious leaders are fucking talking about bullshit at the poll. It's just like, what is going, I don't know, man.
We gotta get you off those antidepressants, son. You're losing your fucking marbles.
You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill out.
I'm here.
Just chill out at the mothership tonight.
I do have to pee in a little while, but...
You can pee.
I'm going to pee in a minute, man.
We'll let you.
But no, people are just scared, dude. This is shit that I hear from people.
They won't let you pee until you give them your guns.
Really?
That's how they're doing it now.
Theo says one real thing about Gaza, and Joe instantly needs to turn the room into a wellness retreat for soft ideas. That's not debate. That's panic in podcast form. Bro, am I in a K-hole? This feels like 1984, written by a guy on Alpha Brain. Theo is talking about a child in Gaza trying to find his dead brother in rubble, and Joe's answer is basically, well, drone warfare in general is crazy. Shut the fuck up, Joe. That's not a response. That's a sedative.
This is the tragedy of war, Wolf. I mean, as you know, we've been saying for days, move south. Civilians that are not involved with Hamas, please move south.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a little bit more information. You knew there were civilians there, you knew there were refugees, all sorts of refugees, but you decided to still drop a bomb on that refugee camp attempting to kill the Hamas commander. By the way, was he killed?
I can't confirm yet. We'll be more updated. Yes, we know that he was killed.
He said he was killed.
About the civilians there, we're doing everything we can to minimize. I'll say it again. Sadly, they are hiding themselves within civilian population.
Okay.
And again, we are doing this stage by stage.
It's okay to shoot through all the people. It's sad that there's people. That's normal, and that's just war. Putin, by the way, is the most evil man in the world. For nothing as fucked up as that.
No.
So look, hey, they do have to do
Isn't it
self-defense.
crazy though when you see the difference between people looking at things objectively versus people that look at things tribally?
Yeah,
and if you're on the right side, you support Ukraine against Russia. Russia is the invader, and Russia is this horrible country.
Right, and they won that whole thing. So,
but this thing, just a disparity in death count.
I don't want to hear about Uyghurs
nothing.
ever again. Don't tell me about the fucking Uyghurs, because they got a lot better than Gaza. The Uyghurs, are living like kings compared to that shit. So all I'm saying, see,
They got a
objectively,
nice job and a cot.
no,
The Uyghurs, they got a nice job at the factory and a cot.
This is one of the best bits because Kurt's basically saying, don't tell me about the Uyghurs when Gaza exists and you're funding it. Bro, that is such a clean kill shot. Stop using one atrocity as a little moral prop, while you bankroll another one in real time. And Joe, same old move. He doesn't really rebut it. He just sort of stands there mentally chewing carpet while Kurt drags the body across the room.
I think most
War is
good
a unique
people-
term.
War's a fucking terrifying
But I mean,
thing.
I wouldn't call it he does war, but I
You
see what
mean
you're saying.
what they're doing right now
Yeah.
in Gaza?
Yeah, and
this-
I'm not
the
jumping
one
on
in
you.
Iran is war. That's war. Iran's a real enemy. You know, it's a different.
Are they enemy to America?
Well, what they are is the largest country in terms of like state-sponsored terrorism. They're the largest sponsor of terrorism. But also you got to think why. You know, and this is not excusing anybody for Islamist ideology because it's scary because they want a global caliphate, right? They're radicals.
Joe is trying to make the Muslims sound bad. Sure, I am not a fan of them either, but compared to what the Satanists, pedophile Zionists are doing right now, I know who I would pick. At this point, Joe is like a less gay version of Tim Dillon.
Reacting to the SSA numbers, I know Elon keeps saying it was for votes, but that can't be the
They're
only
correct.
reason.
They're correct. Our military, people joining the military is all-time low. I sent you that Dick Durbin talking about we need new cops who don't want the money that old cops got. We need new workers like at Purdue where they fired citizens from a government program to bring in asylum seekers and pay them less. It's always about lowering your pay. Every single goddamn thing is we got to be competitive.
Joe hears lower wages, asylum seekers, labor replacement, same elite racket, and instantly gets that dead-eyed look like the software in his skull needs a reboot. Kurt is talking about the machine. Joe's reacting like a customer service chatbot. Bro, this is why Kurt works. He actually says the ugly part out loud. Joe just sits there buffering like a dumb little turd.
Indians and Sri Lankans tweeting about Israel-Palestine shit, right? Well,
Right.
It's because there's these bounties they put up and you can get invited to like a circle. Remember when you would show me those things people would get of like, hey, say this shit and we'll give you this money?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now there's a bounty system. It's on Jimmy's channel. It's fucking amazing.
Okay, it says this lacks evidence. Unauthorized immigrants are not eligible for most safety net benefits, and there's no evidence to suggest
I
they're
don't know
committing
if
fraud
that's
en
true or
masse
not.
to obtain them. But hold on, it's not fraud. If you ask people if
Right.
they have headaches and then you give them permanent Social Security, or you ask them if they have bad backs, who the fuck that's 40 doesn't have a bad back? All you have to do is say your back hurts, and bam. If they were really encouraging people to do that, and they really are giving them Social Security numbers, why are you doing that?
Okay, it's
You
not
would-
just
but you're not
Biden,
doing it
yeah.
because you're super nice. You're not doing it because you're super.
I'll tell you
kind.
why.
You're doing it because you want them to vote for you.
So you know
right?
MS-13, right? It's not just voting. Those gangs, MS-13 is now gone from El Salvador. It's and it's in America only. America's a surveillance state. How do you not know you have these people? What I'm worried about here is I'm all for taking the unauthorized people off, show the evidence, obviously. But here's the problem. MS-13, you know those people they just deported? All them people they rounded up, they're getting, what do you call it, collateral damage that I don't agree with and I think is pretty fucked up. That gay hairdresser you brought up,
Yes.
we played the clip, he's
Yeah.
not in Trinidad. They just had a crown.
This whole section is brutal because Kurt is pointing out the obvious. These people scream about morality while funding fucking horror with your tax money, and Joe still can't bring himself to actually stand on it. Great move, Joe. Every time the topic gets too close to Israel, Epstein or the Zionists slurping on our kids, or US foreign policy filth, you can literally hear this dude's spine fold up like a lawn chair.
Was what she said, did she support Hamas in that paper,
No.
or did she just condemn Israel and their attacks?
I don't remember her ever supporting Hamas in the paper. I know
Did you
she
read
said
it, though? This is the
Palestinians.
question.
No, but let's say she goes, hey, Hamas, let's say this was in the paper. She goes, you know who supported Hamas? Bibi Milkowski, Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel for 20 years. You know how I gave up on Hamas in 2006?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they're no good. Well, Bibi thought it was a good strategy to prop them up to fight the West Bank Palestinians so that they could never have a two-party state from that treaty that they agreed to but never intended to keep. So that's your fault, motherfucker. This girl supported Hamas? Not as much as the Prime Minister of Israel did she? with millions of your tax dollars that we send to them for their great game theory-based strategy.
Bro, Kurt straight up says Israel was supporting Hamas more than some dumb college girl ever did. And that is exactly the kind of line Joe absolutely hates, because it cuts through the baby brain, good guys versus terrorists cartoon that most people are still trapped in. Joe loves that cartoon. It keeps his audience dumb and the room safe. Kurt breaks it in half, and Joe instantly starts trying to soften the whole thing like a fucking receptionist for Empire. That's what he always does when the official story starts looking too childish to survive contact with reality. The second Kurt says something that makes the neat little morality play look retarded, Joe starts acting like he's one sentence away from calling security on the truth. He can't let the implications sit there for too long, because then people might start asking why the people funding and managing all this still get talked about, like they're the adults in the room.
Have you been to Israel?
No.
Okay. You know what I suggest you
Doesn't
do?
seem like a good time to go. Seems like it's a little dangerous.
I mean, in that sense, yes. But go there and live out the vibe. Look, it's an incredibly gay-tolerant place, right? Tel Aviv, short of San Francisco, New York, Montreal, it's one of the most queer-friendly places. It's very bohemian. It's reggae music playing. Israelis are, in French, you say bon vivant, good livers.
But
right?
it's also Israeli society doesn't universally support the war either.
Exactly. But that speaks to the fact that there is a multiplicity
That
of
it's an open
realities. It's an
society.
open society, right?
Yeah.
There's a soccer player who was fleeing who got tortured by the Maduro government, who I thought all the conservatives don't like because he's a commie. And that guy came here after towing water for the CIA, basically. It was how I look at it. And because he had a soccer ball with a crown, they threw him on the thing. Never mind the girl, the PhD student, who wrote an op-ed about Gaza and got deported for supporting Hamas. That's crazy.
Yeah, what was the op-ed? Did you read it?
No, but you can write an op-ed. It could have been something really bad.
No, but it was criticizing Israel, right, for their actions.
Oh, that's what she did? I'm sorry.
in
That's
Gaza.
bad. She should be deported. My bad. She's a guest.
No, but
you don't
I mean-
get to have our rights just because you are here.
He wants all the credit of being a dangerous truth guy, while acting like a scared little substitute teacher every time Israel enters the room. And that's the pattern with him now. As long as the target is safe, he's Mr. Brave Guy. But when Kurt starts pointing up the chain, power, money, lobby pressure, moral hypocrisy, suddenly Joe's spine folds up like a camping chair.
Besides controlling and being able to take shit down whenever they want and doing, we're
Which is
China.
a real problem.
Yeah, we are China, by the way. I don't know if people think we're not China, but we are China. And but now the real push was coming because of Israel, not because of all the Hamas videos or whatever, but Israelis post shit. TikTok censors people. TikTok's not like a free speech something platform.
Right.
So the shit Israeli soldiers are posting themselves is getting out. And what happens is the kids are on TikTok, and it hasn't been 1944 forever. It's been pretty woke here. So now that's clashing, seeing this shit that, remember when Osama bin Laden made a huge comeback like about I don't know how many months ago?
Oh, right.
And people just discovered his letters.
Letter to America. Yeah. God, he makes sense.
I think he's an industry plant. You can always tell who's getting paid to say thing because they'll use specific
I just got
phrases.
paid to say that.
Well, it sounds like a fair. I thought it was very interesting and informative, and I'd like to learn if you have a brochure.
How many people are doing that? This is the thing. The conversation's always been like other countries are doing it.
Yeah.
And then they have bots and fake accounts, which is definitely true as well. But it seems like also they're paying people to say things.
Yeah, well,
There's a lot of people that seem like they're doing it like it's a job, right?
me assuming someone either is blackmailed or MK Ultra is me being kind of positive because really a lot of these people are just sacks of shit that are going for a bounty. So
Yeah.
if you were MK Ultra, that's like kind of cooler than that, I think.
And you think some of them can just sort of justify that bounty, that whatever country's paying it, hey, they have their own rights.
It's specific like billionaires and shit pay
Right.
it.
And it works both ways, I'm sure. I'm sure
Both
a lot
ways
of the
with what?
anti-Israel stuff, people being paid a bounty, don't you think? Don't you think like there's certain people
okay.
involved in that as well? My favorite one is there's this trans guy with a hijab on and
Yes.
says, people
Yes.
are saying, why are you cosplaying? I am not cosplaying. Cosplaying is when you're pretending to be something you're not. I am a Muslim woman. That's why I am wearing the traditional Muslim. And then there's this like lady, this Middle Eastern lady goes, I will pay for a one-trip round first class ticket for you to go there. You won't need round trip because you're not coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
You know what it is? It's like you should have gone with more burqa, dude. Put a full burqa.
Right.
Because
cover the whole deal.
Because that's like an elegant wearable pronoun with no surgery, with the full deal.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's a woman. And you're like, does she have a dick? I don't know. I'm not her husband.
Either way, at the end of the day, you're flying off a fucking roof. What Israel soldier videos revealed cheering destruction and mocking Gaza.
There you go. Bad optics.
Of social media videos found Israeli soldiers filming themselves in Gaza and destroying what appears to be civilian property. The footage provides a rare and unsanctioned window into the war. Yeah.
So that's why TikToks, and so the guy from the ADL, we played the recording of him going, I can't remember the name of he goes, we got to get on this. We need the kind of genius that was behind Talit, or people didn't know what he was saying. I'm
just
like,
force everybody to use a flip phone like a Tel.
That's why I said, is it Tel?
All those soldiers should be, no, you can't trust you assholes with TikTok.
And this is where Joe should finally wake the fuck up. This is his whole brand, right? Media manipulation, influence networks, dark money, narrative ops. But when that same energy starts circling Israel, suddenly Joe gets real humble, real sleepy, real, who can say, man? What a coincidence. It's almost as if Joe, like the boomer he is still stuck on the pronouns, while Zionists are slurping on our kids and telling us we should support a genocide in the Middle East.
I don't care about a debate. I saw the crimes already because I'm on a news show. It's very traumatic. And I watch morons who aren't going to look. And I could give them the video, not you, but people, hey, look at the video. I don't want to see it.
You're talking about Gaza.
Dude, it could be anything. It could be fucking anything. Everybody.
Right, but specifically with Coleman, what are you talking about?
Oh, Gaza, but also he did this wormy shit with ivermectin with you. He goes, well, if Big Pharma's made a lot of life. Big Pharma made ivermectin, so they're not bad. What the fuck are you talking about, Coleman? Why would you say that? Are you being paid to... I can't fathom an argument that fucking stupid from a guy that smart unless he's getting paid. I just can't fathom it. Don't attack Big Pharma. Who the fuck do you work for, asshole?
They put a bullet through you like some child in Gaza who's just trying to fucking find his other deceased brother in a fucking pile of rubble. And they're like, oh, that's a Hamas or whatever. You're like, that kid's fucking 2. He's trying to move a piece of a missile off of a fucking body.
Well, drone warfare in general is crazy.
It's crazy. And they've been using that, dude. In Gaza, there was a lot of like, I think it was a experimental grounds for a lot of insane new warfare type of possibilities.
Well, a lot of it was traditional missiles, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of like we had a doctor one time podcasting, and he was saying that there were like bullets that had gone down a child, like just crazy, like
shot down, like from a drone that's above them.
Yes, like something in the air. And he said that there were drones in the air all day. You know, there's that Palantir company just keeping tabs on everything that was happening. And
Palantir's involved in Gaza?
Palantir was involved in Gaza, yeah.
For sure? Mm-hmm. Put that into perspective.
If this is your transition into Theo, this is the perfect moment to say it clean. Kurt saw it, Theo saw it, and Joe still didn't want to see it. Not because it wasn't there, because the second Israel enters the room, Joe starts acting like a guy who just heard his landlord at the door. Instant panic, instant vibe shift, instant coward mode, and then Theo goes full moral disgust. Money goes to Israel. Politicians are freaks, people are scared, religious leaders are cowards, and Joe hits him with the antidepressant line. Bro, there it is. That is the whole crime. He can't beat the point, so he prescribes over it like a dumb little coward. That's how this bald bitch handles Israel every time. Not with an argument, with an entire vibe shift. Joe heard one true sentence about Gaza and immediately became fucking Walgreens Freud.
I don't believe I think it's a puppet show. I don't think we have any real thing besides the corporation. But they would push this shit like we're all in this together. And then that's when you start seeing the Instagrams of like, I stood with immigrants because blah, blah, blah. I stood with BLM and I stood with gays. And now I stand alone because I am a Jew. Did you see that getting passed around?
Yeah.
And that's the moment when I knew right there. It was like, oh, you're like that ADL piece of shit was shocked. But you're not going to back us up all the way on this thing? We followed you on all your crazy shit.
What? ADL thing with who?
The guy from the ADL was furious on October 7th when they went on Warpath because the wokies weren't supporting Israel. The ADL supported that kind of bullshit we just watched.
Right.
They supported that.
Right.
They supported BLM.
Right.
So now this is how you repay us, by not going along with everything we're doing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying woke died on that day. It should have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, it's people understand that it's just crazy now. It's
The
just,
lefties
it's
couldn't-
just
yeah.
tribal. It's very tribal, and it's like, even in the right. Like, look what's going on with Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro.
Kurt is basically telling Joe, bro, this whole thing is bought and tribal and fake as hell. And Joe still can't just say the obvious thing, that Israel has one of the most protected narratives in American media and politics. He won't do it. He'll sniff around it. He'll make a joke. He'll squint at it, but he won't just plant his feet and say it, because Joe does not have the balls to stand up to Israel unless the room is already doing it for him.